What if I told you that one simple belief is shaping your entire life? A belief that dictates how you respond to challenges, what you think of failure, and ultimately, whether you fulfill your deepest potential. This isn't science fiction, it's the groundbreaking psychology of success. Today, we're diving deep into Carol Dweck's revolutionary book, Mindset. Prepare to see yourself and the world in a completely new light. Introduction and Chapter 1. The Mindsets. Imagine this: a room full of children given a series of puzzles. The first few are easy, but then they get harder. Some children, when faced with difficulty, slump in their chairs, their confidence shattered. They feel judged, exposed, and dumb. But another group does something astonishing. Their eyes light up. They lean in closer, rub their hands together, and say things like, "I love a challenge," and "I was hoping this would be informative." What separates these two groups? It's not ability, it's mindset. This is the discovery that changed Dr. Carol Dweck's life and has since changed millions of others. In these opening chapters, she introduces us to the two fundamental mindsets that shape our reality. The fixed mindset. This is the belief that your qualities, your intelligence, your talent, your personality, are carved in stone. They are fixed traits. You have a certain amount, and that's it. In this world, every situation becomes a test. Will I succeed or fail? Will I look smart or dumb? Will I be accepted or rejected? The goal is simple: prove you're good enough. Then, there's the growth mindset. This is the belief that your basic qualities are things you can cultivate through your efforts, your strategies, and help from others. Yes, people may differ in their initial talents and aptitudes, but everyone can change and grow through application and experience. In this world, the goal isn't to prove you're great, it's to become great. One world is about proving you're smart. The other is about getting smart. This single distinction is the key that unlocks everything else. Chapter 2. Inside the Mindsets. In this chapter, we step through the looking glass into these two parallel universes. Dweck shows us how your mindset creates the world you inhabit. For the person with a fixed mindset, success is about validation. It's about being flawless, about winning, about being seen as a natural. Effort is a bad thing. If you have to try hard, it means you weren't smart or talented to begin with. Failure is a catastrophe. It isn't just a setback, it's an identity. It means you are a failure. But in the growth mindset world, the rules are completely different. Success is about stretching yourself. It's about learning something new, about becoming smarter. Effort isn't a sign of weakness, it's the very thing that makes you smart or talented. And failure? Failure is not a permanent label. It's an opportunity. It's a wake-up call that tells you to use a different strategy, to try harder, to learn. It's a problem to be faced, not a verdict on your worth. From CEOs who surround themselves with yes men to avoid criticism, to athletes who thrive on bigger and bigger challenges, this chapter shows the mindsets in action. It asks you a profound question: what is your priority? Proving yourself or improving yourself? Chapter 3. The Truth About Ability and Accomplishment. We love the story of the lone genius, the brilliant inventor having a sudden eureka moment. But this chapter tears that myth to shreds. Dweck reveals the hidden truth behind our greatest icons. Thomas Edison wasn't a solitary tinkerer. He had a massive, state-of-the-art lab with 30 assistants. Mozart labored for over a decade before he produced the work we admire today. Darwin's theories were the result of a lifetime of painstaking collaboration and dedication. The message is clear: great accomplishment is never born from talent alone. It is born from a growth mindset put into action. This is where Dweck unveils one of her most startling findings: the danger of praise. We think telling our kids "you're so smart" will build their confidence. The research shows it does the exact opposite. Praising intelligence fosters a fixed mindset. It teaches children that success means they're smart, so failure must mean they're dumb. It makes them afraid of challenges that might shatter their SMART label. The alternative? Praise the process. Praise the effort, the strategies, the focus, the perseverance. I love the way you tried different strategies on that math problem. You really stuck with that project and you learned so much. This kind of praise builds a hardy, resilient growth mindset. Chapter 4: Sports, the mindset of a champion. Nowhere is the myth of the natural more powerful than in the world of sports. And nowhere is the truth of the growth mindset more evident. This chapter is a hall of fame of growth-minded athletes. We meet Billy Beane, the baseball natural. With so much talent he was paralyzed by the fear of failure. And we meet Michael Jordan, who was famously cut from his high school varsity team. What made Jordan the greatest of all time wasn't his natural ability, it was his legendary work ethic. He said, "The mental toughness and the heart are a lot stronger than some of the physical advantages you might have." Champions aren't the people who are never afraid or never fail. They are the ones for whom failure is a motivator. They have what we call character, the ability to dig deep when things are not going your way. Dweck argues that character is not an innate trait, it is a direct product of the growth mindset. It's the mindset that allows you to define success not as winning, but as knowing you gave everything you had to become your best. Chapter 5: Business, Mindset and Leadership. What happens when a mindset scales up from an individual to an entire organization? The results can be spectacular or catastrophic. Dweck uses the dramatic rise and fall of Enron as the ultimate case study of a fixed mindset culture. Enron worshipped talent. They hired the smartest guys in the room and believed that pure genius was enough. This created a toxic culture where no one could admit a mistake, no one could ask for help, and everyone was terrified of looking less than brilliant. It was a culture that could not learn, and therefore, it was a culture doomed to fail. In stark contrast are the good to great companies led by growth-minded leaders. These leaders weren't flashy geniuses with massive egos. They were humble, questioning, and relentless learners. They confronted failure head-on, believing in the potential of their people to grow. They built cultures of development, not cultures of genius. They understood that their job wasn't to be the smartest person in the room, but to nurture the growth of everyone in the company. Chapter 6: Relationships, Mindsets in Love or Not. Mindset doesn't just shape our careers and our skills, it shapes our hearts. This chapter explores how our beliefs about change affect our most intimate connections. When faced with rejection, the fixed mindset sees it as a verdict. I am unlovable. This leads to bitterness and a desire for revenge. The growth mindset sees it as painful, yes, but also as an opportunity to understand, learn, and heal. In relationships, the fixed mindset creates toxic beliefs. 1. If you have to work at it, it wasn't meant to be. It expects instant, magical compatibility. 2. Problems are a sign of character flaws. It leads to blame, either you are flawed or your partner is. The growth mindset knows that great relationships require effort. They are not found, they are built. Challenges are not a sign that the relationship is bad, they are a chance for partners to grow together, to learn to communicate, and to deepen their connection. This mindset helps us move from a battlefield of blame to a partnership of mutual growth. Chapter 7: Parents, Teachers, and Coaches. Where do mindsets come from? This chapter is a playbook for anyone who guides others. It shows that mindsets are not born. They are transmitted through the messages we send every single day. As we saw earlier, praising intelligence creates a fixed mindset. But so does our reaction to failure. When we protect children from failure or treat it as something shameful, we teach them to fear it. A growth-minded parent, teacher, or coach sees failure as a vital part of learning. They say, "Okay, that didn't work. What can we learn from this? What can we try next?" Great educators don't just set high standards, they believe every single student can reach them, and they provide the tools, strategies, and nurturing to make it happen. They create classrooms that are not about judgment, but about passion for learning and resilience in the face of struggle. Chapter 8: Changing Mindsets. So, can you change your mindset? The answer is a resounding yes. But it's not a simple switch. It's a journey. This final, powerful chapter is your guide. Dweck shows us that the old beliefs don't just disappear. The change happens when the new beliefs, the growth-oriented ones, take their place alongside the old and become stronger through practice. She provides a concrete, 4-step plan for this journey. 1. Embrace your fixed mindset. Acknowledge that we all have it. It's part of being human. 2. Become aware of your triggers. When does your fixed mindset, persona, show up? Is it when you face a challenge? When you fail? When you see someone else succeed? 3. Give your fixed mindset persona a name. By naming that insecure, judgmental voice, the critic, Gertrude, the judge, you can start to see it as separate from you. 4. Educate your persona. When it shows up, don't try to silence it. Talk to it. Acknowledge its fears, but then invite it to come along with you on a new path, the path of challenge, learning, and growth. The single most powerful idea in mindset is that you are not a finished product. You are a work in progress. Your potential is not something to be discovered, but something to be developed. The path of growth is not always easy, but it is the path that leads to a richer, braver, and more fulfilling life. The journey starts now.